So I've been thinking about leadership a lot lately, and I've been fortunate over my career to have some great leaders. It's people who've mentored me, who've encouraged me, who've pushed me when I'm not pushing myself, or to have that crucial conversation where I needed to have that crucial conversation, or tell me I'm not right for a role. The feedback I've gotten over my career has shaped who I am and how I then mentor other people or provide advice to other people. And we can all agree there are great bosses and there are bad bosses. I'm sure if we could put in the comment all the bad boss stories, which would be a good laugh or maybe a little bit cringy, um, we all have them. And when I think about leadership and I think about what makes a great leader and what makes a potentially bad leader is, I come back to communication. And communication for me within corporate America is a little weird because people, I feel like, guard communications. They guard information as a rite of passage. That when you get to a certain level, you get read into certain information, and then that information creates a barrier between you and the team you lead, or you and your leaders above you. And I was just listening to a CEO of a very large company saying, I don't hold back. When me and my leadership team make a decision, I share that with the entire company. And when I share that information with the company, I get feedback and we make it better. And what I loved about that answer was this now gives everybody in the company the information they need to determine how they go execute their role within the company. Now, we all agree there is sensitive information that sometimes you don't want to share or shouldn't share, or there's a right time to share. But I think what leaders need to do is try to figure out how to continue to communicate with people around the role, the relevance their role plays within the strategy, especially during times of transformation or times of growth where you're operating very quickly and very rapidly, or times where your company is slowing down and you need to pivot to figure out what the challenges are. These communications can take many different forms, but I think it's tiered. The ELT needs to communicate with the SLT. The SLT need to take that message down to their team, and they need to guide lower level managers who maybe are not equipped to communicate how to communicate this information. And it always has to be brought back to the context of the person's role. What do I do at this company and how do I take this information and use it? So it doesn't become fuel for gossip and, oh, we're all going to get laid off or we're all getting a bonus. It has to be fuel for how do I do my job better? How do I equip myself to make myself successful and the company successful? And I feel that if leaders spend more time communicating not only with each other, I often see ELT member to ELT member not communicating, but how do we work together? And I think the key component there is respect for the role that people do. We all have different roles within our companies, and sometimes people don't understand the role, or there's a miscommunication about what my role should have been doing versus your role, and we step on each other. Or you say, oh, that person isn't effective in their role. Well, listen, maybe somebody isn't effective in their role, and that crucial conversation can help them either move on to a new role or get better. But at times, we're not communicating to the point where people can be successful. So, my encouragement for leaders out there is figure out your style, but figure out your communication style. Figure out how you're going to share information with people around the organization, especially ELT members. How are you going to use your leadership skills to grow and encourage the next set of leaders, to make your company more efficient through information sharing versus information guarding, excuse me. Um, just something I was thinking about. Would love people's comments, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend.